Hello everyone. Today we are going to complete this topic of consumer behavior. So let's start it. And yeah, if you have not watched my previous video, please go there in the description and watch them first because if you haven't watched them, this is totally irrelevant to you. So now talking about today's topic. First of all, on the left hand side over here, you can see that I have plotted a graph where on y-axis I have the apple juice and on the x-axis I have the orange juice. And you can see that this time our indifferent curve is actually a slope slanting line. How this has been formed, we will talk about it. So this is because now just take a situation that you are hungry and you went to a juice stall and you have two options, either apple juice or a orange juice. So you will either take one of them, okay, not sorry, not both of them. So here you would be leaving one say one glass of orange juice for one glass of apple juice. So here it's a constant. Again, for two you are going to leave two, for three you are going to leave three. So that's how this sloping line is actually been constructed, and that's how it is being formed. This situation is also called as perfect substitute goods because here two goods for which the margin rate of one for another is constant. That's why it's a perfect substitute good. Either I'll go for an apple juice or either I'll go for an orange juice. Okay. Now coming to this shoe wala concept. This concept is basically of perfect complement goods. Here two goods for which MRS is 0 or infinity. The indifferent curve is shaped as a right angle triangle. Sorry, a right angle. So here you can see that if I only have 5 left shoes and I don't have right shoes, they are of no use for me. So I need to have 5 right shoes with 5 left shoes so that I can optimally use them. So that's why it's been forming a right angle. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving ahead. So today I'm also going to cover some of the basic terms which we have been talking about, but we don't know what they are actually. So bads. Bads are the goods for which less is preferred rather than more. A good example for it would be pollution. Pollution is always preferred less rather than more. For less pollution, I will install windows, and for going further less on it, I will perform. I will prefer to have a air purifier. That's how I am actually trying to get less of pollution. And to get less of pollution, I am willing to pay more. So that's what bad goods concept is. So now utility. Utility is nothing but the numerical score for the satisfaction that a consumer gets from a given market basket. Okay. Now talking about utility function, formula that assigns a level of utility to identify the market basket. Okay. Now talking about ordinal utility function. Ordinal utility function is generally generated to make the market baskets ranking possible. Okay, so as per the ordinal utility, ranking is always done in a descending order where the most preferred one is kept on the top and the least preferred one is kept on the bottom most. That's how it is done. And cardinal utility is nothing but the utility function that describes how much is preferred to another. Okay, but unfortunately we don't know currently how is actually one consumer saying that this much utility he has or this much satisfaction level he would have from a particular good, because there could be various reasons: the reason of availability, the reason of affordability, transport, and preferences and various other things. So we are done with consumer behavior as of now. Tomorrow we would be starting with budget constraint. So please stay tuned and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.